What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with, well, a discussion about Boss 1.5, which changes everything. In a lot of ways, in some ways it's very similar. The team doesn't look any different. The main thing that is going to be different are our armaments. Earth coats are basically necessary now. Like, you've got to go hard defense. You've basically got a turtle. You could also go with a fire team. I went with this team. Now, obviously, my 2 units back here I didn't even mess with. You could use different people to pop in and out with varying levels of success. I was trying to do it with just 4 units and failing miserably. Now, I'm sure, once again, if I threw Galamus in the front, like I kind of have with this team, and Line, if I put those 2 assists on there, or I say assists, but those 2 sack units on there, it probably would have been doable. But Aisha will hit you like crazy. Turn 5, she hit for like 4K each and every time. And 6K, I want to say sometimes. Now, part of this is because she buffs herself so crazily. You got to remove those buffs. Winter Haruhime is going to be a big asset here. What I've kind of set myself a challenge to do is see if that we can do it with a unit that is not Winter Haruhime. It ain't going to be easy. Spoiler alert. It is not going to be easy. I am using this Earth Leafia, who's a terrible fit for this team, but she has a debuff and annihilation skill. Ally status debuff minus 2 turns is going to be very important to us. I'm going to do her main buff on this first attack. Now, the main thing to be aware of here, you do want to build a wind team like I've built. Earth attack damage and thunder, for that matter, are both up 40%. That's why I say Leafy is utterly pointless here. Fire is down 20%, which is why I tried Argonaut and Krazo, and I'm sure once again a goodly built team, a well-built team with those 2 would be absolutely stunning here. But for now, this is what we're going to do. Now, I am aware magic is down significantly in comparison to physical, but I don't really have a good magic team here, so I'm going to try to do it physical. So we're going to come out with the general debuffs, buff everybody, 33% SA gauge charge. Let's go. These first couple of turns are going to be a breeze. We're not going to get hit for the crazy numbers that we get hit for later on. We're also going to make sure that we do with Galamus Earthshaker to get that big debuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead. They do have a physical resistance buff. In fact, it's up right now. So removing that with Bell is going to be a good option. Okay? But the status debuff minus 2 turns is going to be necessary. Without that, we're going to die. We're going to do Yosuga, Earthshaker, and those 2 skills. Like I said, the big thing is here, turtling. Notice that Galamus almost died there. Like, they really hate him for some reason. But it is what it is. Now, on this turn, Mord. We're going to go ahead and buff Mord. Mord is going to be a really interesting unit to run here. But once again, on this turn, we're not doing much of anything different. Though I should have done Bell's main buff / debuff attack. Because it is his... Yeah, Quick Stab is just kind of removes assist skills. This one is the actual physical debuff, but it's also a high fast attack, so it's going to be kind of his best attack to use. We're going to go ahead and do the Haruhime special arts, give ourselves 100% magic and physical attack damage, and that's basically just the usual stuff, just to make sure we're able to get some basically attack damage out there. Now, I do want to specify here, I am using the Earth Coats. You have to use the Earth Coat on this, or you are going to die. Even my fully ascended breastplate took a lot of damage. See, look at that. Getting hit hard. Hard. That would have been a death shot in any other match. Now, obviously, there are ways to remove some of those skills. I'm trying to do this without the Winter Haruhime because while I know she's around and a lot of you guys pulled for her, some of you guys do not have her, and I want to give you another option. Leafy is literally the worst possible fit, and she's doing an okay job of what she needs to do here, and that's remove the debuffs that's on everybody. Okay? So Dex, Magic Resist, and Earth Resist are both down. That's basically why we die. They buff their strength, they buff everything else, and they debuff us. I wish I had a better debuff here. If I was running her and Winter Haruhime, let's replace Mord with Winter Haruhime, we'd be in a way better spot, but not really an option. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing Mirage Dagger. Set up an Impact, Yosuga, and we're going to go ahead and do Crushmonger on this turn. Now, we're not really producing crazy damage yet. We kind of won't. The main thing is here just trying to survive. You can go 150 turns and win. The thing is, survival's going to be really tough. Those the Earth Coats are going to be a big factor in survival. And I mean a big factor. Now, you could go single target with this. I find that AoEs hit about a third as hard as single targets. I'm choosing to go AoE just because I guess I'm stupid. I don't know. I don't really have a good reason. Just for the sake of silliness, let's see what the single target damage is in comparison. Okay? So, almost 100k out of Bell. Almost 100k out of Bell. Versus... And remember, he doesn't give himself any strength or type buffs. He's literally just running off of whatever he's got. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't really have anything really much better to tell you in that regard. If I was running Winter Haruhime, we'd be in a better spot either way, but he still wouldn't have his buffs. Whatever. Having it in the buffs him is good, but I don't think it's mandatory because we need us next. So, and they do have 2.2 million health. So it's, at this rate, this is going to take a while to beat. But it's a thing. Okay? Mirage Dagger, let's compare. It was almost like, what, 97k, I think? So let's see what Bell does this time. 35. So actually the answer is yes. His single target attack is more powerful. Worth noting. Definitely worth noting. Okay. Now, here's why we didn't do a double essay with Winter Haruhime. Bell's a skill here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to let him go one more turn before we do that. I'm going to remove as many of the buffs and debuffs as possible. Physical resistance is there. I need that gone. And let's see. He is... Alright, the debuffs don't debuff his damage. They debuff his resistance. So I'm going to do a double essay with him and Mord just to see what happens. Because I've honestly not done that combination yet. And it might be interesting. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do Yosuga one more time this turn. You have to do Yosuga on this turn because of what Bell does. Bell will reduce wind resistance minus 50%. And when Mord comes in, he should do something really fun too. So let's see what happens here. Double essay between Bell and Mord. So we're on turn 10 and we're wearing him down. Not quickly, but we're wearing him down. Alright, 100k. Could be a lot better, could be a lot worse. What you got, Mord? Ooh. Shock of shocks. Mord actually hit harder than Bell. By an okay margin. I don't know if it was margin enough. Let's see what they do. They do 50k here. Yeah, there you go. So we're going to do double essays with Bell and Mord. Assuming we don't die. Bell's main skill is a... well, what he did is he debuffed their wind resistance by 50%. That's just going to allow everybody to do a lot more damage. We want to keep that in play, so we don't really want to mess around. We could do Sheikah this turn, but we got to do Yosuga in the next turn. So with Bell, we're going to do his main attack. We're going to do Mord's main attack. Let's go. Now, once again, like I said, the main factor here is the Earth Coat. If you do the cloak, I'm sorry. If you do not have the Earth Cloak made, you got to go make it. You got to go upgrade it. That 20% Earth damage is the only reason. I will be honest here. It has taken me a long time to put this team together because they kept dying. That Earth Cloak is 110% mandatory for this team. You gotta have it. Alright. I'm going to go a little further to see if we can do a double SA with those two. Once again, the double SA seem to do a decent amount of damage, so I think it's worth the gamble. Do not die, Mord! Haruhime. Ugh. This is the other major downside to Haruhime. Only having one Haruhime is not having enough healing. But it's like a first world problem at this point. There we go. Alright. Perfect. Now let's make sure that debuffs aren't affecting us. That is just damage debuff. It is not incoming damage debuff. It is not outgoing damage debuff. Physical resistance strength are up. So I'm going to go ahead and do quick stab, remove those in this turn. Sheikah. It's actually a good idea because, well, I guess it doesn't really matter whether we have Yosuga on this turn. So actually what I'm going to do then, interesting little theory here. I'm going to go ahead and do Sheikah one more time. Get a little bit more MP under our belts. And the reason I'm going to do that, very simply put, well, maybe it's not wise. Nah, it's not wise. Everything's gone and I don't want to mess that up. The main thing here is because this wind resistance will be gone next turn anyway, so we got to use Yosuga to replicate it. Now we're kind of at a dangerous state. Like, I was hoping to build up a little bit of MP and, you know, kind of fight it back that way, but now we just got to go Sheikah one turn, Yosuga the next. Sheikah one turn, Yosuga the next. It's the way it's going to go, I suppose. Okay. Mord, can you break 200k, please? That'd be great. So yeah, turn 15. Must be some kind of debuff in place. No, there shouldn't be, because Bell hit. Maybe Mord specifically is debuffed and I wasn't paying attention. No, he's... Is he? Or did his buffs wear out? Ooh. Yeah. You know what? I completely forgot about that, but it is a thing. Aisha removes strength buffs. And I completely... Does she? I think she does, actually. Because none of our other buffs are gone. Sneaky, sneaky, Aisha. Sneaky, sneaky. So, I think the long and the short of it is, I think we just learned that doing Haruhime's buff isn't the most effective. So be cautious with that. No, Leafia! I do not want you to die. You are kind of the cornerstone of my team at the moment, girl. So this is where we start to fall apart a little bit. Could really use that second heal on this team. I really honestly could. And the worst part is now those debuffs are going to be in place. Alright. Well, that is the way this goes. We've got to see if we can persevere. We're really, really, really close to winning. So, the only thing that sucks is when there's 4 units, there's a lot more spread of their damage. When there's 1 unit, you know, or you're down 1 unit, you can, they can be a little bit more, they can do a little bit more damage a little bit quicker. I'm going to go ahead and do an SA with Mord. Actually, you know what? No. I will. Seems like the right choice. Get him, Mord! So obviously, if your units are a little bit better, you'll be doing a lot better at this. Do bear in mind that that your strength buffs are negated. I had completely forgotten and neglected that little fact. So because of that, I am suffering quite a bit. You haven't been doing that. That is super annoying. Alright. This is the first time this phone's done that. And I am strikingly perturbed at the moment. Alright. One more time. We are in a bad spot. 22 turns in. We lost our main debuffer. We're still going, though. We've just about got this. I'm going to revert to single target damage with Bell. Let's go! Alright. We go ahead and do this. I think we'll have just enough power after this essay to take Aisha down before she debuffs us. So, is this a good decision? I think it will be, because we'll get at least one turn with maximum damage. We'll see if that's true or not. Perfect. So 24 turns. That was just painful. Leafia died. Poor Leafia. That's why I say you got to be really, really, really good with your defenses. She just got a bum rap. Like, there's just no nice way about it. But 25 turns, we at least beat it. It wasn't the most comfortable win ever. It's only a B finish, but you know what? It's proof you could do it without Winter Haruhime. I'm going to work on improving these numbers and getting better teams out there. Obviously, if you have Argo and Krazo, Winter Haruhime, OG Haruhime, and a couple of sacks, this will be I won't say an easy S clear. With Earth, with Earth Cloaks and that team max limit broken, you'll be able to S clear it. It'll work for it, but you'll be able to S clear it. You won't be able to auto win at all. That's a tough one. That's a tough opponent. So these are increasing in difficulty. Let me know what you guys thought. So once again, the main things to look at are Earth Coats. You got to have Earth Coats. They're absolutely necessary. 100% necessary. You cannot get in this fight without having... Come on, girl. She's actually a bad example because she died. Without having the Earth Coat. You need that. Why do I say that? 20% Earth resistance. Way better. Way better than physical magic or even the 15% guard rate. Way better. Craft a few of these if you haven't crafted them already. That's going to be the video. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments section down below. Apologies it wasn't the cleanest win, but I'm trying to make teams that you guys can actually replicate without having to max limit break a bunch of units. So I will see you guys on the next one, I suppose.